Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We are at the beginning stages of our Theros draft experience on MTG Arena, and this is going to be our third draft since the set launched publicly. Thank you for the sub, Foil King. And don't have, just slowly building opinions here. I don't want to make any bold statements that I can't back up later about the set, so I'm still playing a little bit cagey. But for a bold statement about where to get your Magic cards on the internet, I can tell you unequivocally that my first choice is Card Kingdom, and you can check out Card Kingdom via my affiliate link down in the panels below. That lets them know that you got there via my channel here, and it helps support what I do, and Card Kingdom helps support what I do, and they can help support what you do, which is play tabletop Magic with all the supplies, singles, and sealed product that you could ever need for your game. And you can get it there at competitive prices. And if you're ever looking to sell your stuff, Card Kingdom has basically the best buy list in the industry. I use buy lists a lot, and I would say that quite consistently, Card Kingdom, like well over 50% of the time, the highest buy price in the market is from Card Kingdom. And you might think, oh, a little over 50%. Well, they are one of many, 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 many retailers out there, and yet way over half of the best buy prices are from them. It really says something. So if you're looking to sell cards, you really got to start with Card Kingdom before you check anywhere else, or you're probably leaving some money on the table. So keep that in mind. Give them a check out the next time you need your physical stuff, and we are going to get in here. Nick offering you all the opinions you need. Choose which one you want. I didn't realize this was rare. This kind of read to me like an uncommon, but it's going to be powerful and standard in this devotion-heavy world we're in. We could take it for gems. Let me get out of your way. Sorry about that. I've been doing my intro in soapbox mode, and sometimes I forget to leave it. We have, anyway, Thassa's Oracle is playable gems if we're heavy, heavy, heavy blue, but blue is an intensive cost on a 2-drop. You really want to have, to cast this reliably, you need to have on average 2 islands in your first, call it 8 cards, and there are 40 cards in a limited deck. That means in every, for every 8 cards, there needs to be 2 in there times 5. So you need 10. You basically need 10 islands before you're even on average casting this on 2. But yeah, we might be on it for gems. This is a pretty weak pack. This has been playable, solid. Like, I like this card. I think in general, you're going to get something on Chapter 1 that you're happy to get. And if you can get anything on Chapter 2, you're thrilled. And I was kind of sleeping on Chapter 3. The more I play this format, the more I like anything that exiles stuff from my opponent's graveyard. We talked about Timuret and how much Timuret, the black 2-star uncommon devotion type card is that exiles stuff from a graveyard. We were talking about how he hoses escape because you can pick off the escape cards before they get to cast them. Heck, it hoses escape by emptying the graveyard itself. So anyway, I'm really high on exiling from graveyard given how prevalent escape is in the set. But given that, there's nothing else going on here. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. But there's nothing straight removal. So yeah, we're going to take gems. Maybe we play it, but I am so not married to this Oracle. This is purely a gem pick, effectively. What is this? Enigmatic Incarnation. Who says bots don't pass rares, by the way? They do. They don't pass them super late, but neither do humans. So whatever. Enigmatic, I don't even know what this does. 2 green, blue. Enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed enchantment's converted mana cost. Put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. This is it's a fun build around. Yeah, we should just take Eutropia, because that's a fun build around too. Although this is nice. Wish we could go there, but we probably just want this. Maybe we are into heavy blue. Yeah, when Eutropia hits, it's rough. You kind of need to kill her or hope they don't have enchantments. This looks really interesting, though. I kind of want to build around this at some point, but we can take the uncommon if you all want to take this. Although this is, again, more gems, more collection building. We still don't know where we are. We could easily take this and just be happy, but looks like Chad is into it. Yeah, I get that this is not gold, but I don't know. I'm fine with taking a flyer on super powerful gold cards early. You just think of it as, well, if we can get our way into these colors, great. If not, just one pick. Well, I disagree. That's straight wrong, Dodo. To say Eutropia, because you're saying, I know what you mean, but your literal words are, Eutropia is just good without having to build around it. That is saying that you would play this happily with no enchantments in your deck? Liar. Liar! If you're playing this without enchantments in your deck, yeah, you might be saying that. I hear what you're saying, though. You're saying that enchantments show up so regularly in this format anyway, you're going to get them naturally. But I just want to be very clear that you do have to build around it in the sense that you do need enchantments. You can't just run that without enchantments. We love Arlios. I hear you, but I just like to be very specific. And I think you are doing it wrong if you don't think about it, right? Like, yes, you are accidentally going to end up with enough enchantments to make it good, but if you're not actively thinking around enchantments, you're probably leaving some value on the table too. I love this card a lot, and we're headed in this direction, so yes. I didn't mention the other card, but I think this is so good and so on color. Again, I don't know if we're doing Oracle. This really requires heavy blue, whereas these two can be medium blue. But yes, you can get a Witness, Nick, because that's what we're going to take here. Again, sticking with blue. This is an enchantment that could support our Eutropia plan. Wave Rider also... Triton Wave Rider also looks for Constellation. So I don't know if we want another payoff or another enabler or an enabler. This is not exactly the aura we're looking for. I mean, it's fine. It draws a card. Yeah, and Trample is good. Spawn is pretty good too. You really need to escape it before I'm really happy with what it's doing. But it is effectively a 2-for-1 in that way. Don't overrate the sacrifice effect, though. I mean, there's a reason we don't love the 3-mana sacrifice instant or sorcery in black. And it's especially good if you've got other removal and they're not doing tokens. But like Pharika's Spawn against Satyr tokens is nothing to write home about, honestly. Except it still is a 2-for-1. So what are we doing here, though? Should we stick with... Here, I'll pull this one. Because we could stay on target, as Nick says, or we could take a flyer on the Spawn if we thought it was good enough to hedge, to give ourselves an out in that direction. Or I'll call it Wave for Wave Rider, or Training. Those are really our choices here, right? I mean, you can maybe suggest Alter, but I don't think that's where we want to be at this pick. There's too many other good... Those other three are too good. We haven't had the cards to signal that we're in green, and we don't know that we're in green. We don't need to play Eutropia. Let's keep it open. It's another reason not to worry about training. I mean, I think we're in blue. It's gonna be hard not to be in blue right now. Yeah, Buckeye says, saw someone online say the edict goes way late and they had 7 in a deck. Maybe that works, but again, if I've got, what's his name? The red uncommon, bring on your 7 edict effects. Bring on. Bring them on. Anyway, yeah, Annex. Thank you, Fiddles. If I have Annex, I mean, it's Magic. Of course, you can name a card, and I can name a card that's great against it. That's the whole point of the game. But I'm just calling out that even with mass edicts, you still might not be happy, although you're definitely going to be happier. But I like edicts with -2/-2 to all creature type effects, because you pyroclasm the board, and then whatever's left is going to be great to edict. Okay. Getting back to this, chat wanted the training. I'm into it. We can take the training here. That's fine. We got another enchantment. I'm going to try this. I don't like the convolute with upside. The goal is fine, but nothing. Here's another training. Chat wanted the Wave Rider. Oh, did I misread the voting? I swore I thought I saw training at 21. Oh, my bad. Well, I kind of like Wave Rider too, and then misread the voting results. Sorry, everybody. It's not the worst though. This will be fine. I just swapped them. I just glanced at them and swapped them. That's all. But it's not going to be the worst. You want the goal, Robert? I kind of want to try. So I don't think this is that great. Like Luis and Marshall are all over it because, hey, it makes it an 0-1 instead of a 1-1. I think it has the same problems with every other card that's ever looked like this has, except we are in an enchantment format with an enchantment fall build around. So I'm going to take it because of that, but I got my eyebrow raised. Luis and Marcia are big thumbs up on Ichthy, and I am thinking it's a little icky. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. This is high risk here, but we'll take it. The goal's fine, but I don't see... The goal is just like... It's so whatever. There's another training. Or we could take this. Training is fine, but it's pretty replaceable. And Wardens stops a lot. Like, this has proved to be a pretty annoying card. Underworld Ragehound's least favorite human or satyr archer in the world is the Nexus Wardens. So let's take Wardens, and we'll get trainings later. Here's another training we can grab. I like it better than Petitioner. I'd like to stay light on colors. We seem to be evenly split here. And training cantrips and works with Wardens and our best card, Eutropia. We're best of 3, so we can grab a plummet here. I'm going to take that over again, this upside convolute. Sure, this slots right in. It's an enchantment, so it does enchantment fall stuff and feeds escape as needed. But really, it's just a bear with a lot of decent synergies. This is a classic card in this set. This is why I'm liking this set for limited so far. I feel like your generic bears, your upside bears and your upside whatevers have really cool cross strategy synergies that really make a lot of these cards glue for a lot of different archetypes, and that's really nice to see, and I think it's clever design. I see curve when it matters to the pick. So this view, the cards get smaller for one thing, so I'm streaming and these cards get tiny when I do it in this view. And second, for the most part, it doesn't matter. Like, I'd rather see the bigger cards, and then when needed, we switch to the curve view to see if there's a curve-based consideration in the pick. Yeah, we'll take this and not play it, but... This could be something we bring in. If we face the no enchantment creature or light enchantment type deck, we can run this out of the board. Don't think we're running that. Hide that. All right, how about that green-blue mythic? Well, there's blue and it's mythic. I don't know what Ashiok does. I can't remember, but probably taking and splashing here, especially being green. Let's see. Plus, create a 2/3 blue and black nightmare creature token with whenever this creature attacks or blocks, each opponent exiles the top 2 cards of their library. So, yeah. And then -3, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then that player exiles a card from their hand. It's actually not amazing, but it does defend itself. We also could go with Calliope and go heavy blue, which is kind of where we're headed with this, you know, a little bit. Although we've gotten enough green. Well, I don't know. Makes a 2/3, so it protects itself. I guess it pluses to protect itself.
Here, deep below.
All right, I was hoping we'd get this. Here's our engine. Yeah, Ashiok seems very good. I'm just not going to call it a Windmill Slam A+ or anything. It just seems good. But this is right in line with what we're trying to do. So we're going to grab this. Oh, you're right. Ashiok is they. Appreciate that. All right, well, not a lot for our colors in here, but it has a Typhon, which has been a real problem for me playing against it. Well, just because I'm a little bit more reserved and sensible than LSV, I mean, what you gonna do? Yeah, easy carried here. I like Ashiok on 4 a lot better than 5. Deck is coming together. This is a little awkward. We have removal here, so let's slam the Return to Nature. Typhon on 3, you mean? Yeah, we'll take this, some filler in our colors. We probably splash in black here, so we could... Charger's not worth splashing, though. Nothing to take here but the Forerunner. It's playable and decent. We could take Siona. Maybe we come up with a double splash here. We could also take Skirmisher, although what I've said about this card is that if you gave it permanent Constellation, aka made it a 3/2 for 2, obviously if there was a 3/2 for 2, we'd pretty much happily slam that right now and be pretty happy about it. But not game-breakingly happy, right? So even on constantly on, it would be just pretty good. So I'm pretty down on it, although it does fill the curve. You know, I would just rather fill the 2-drops with things like Skola Grove Dancer, this kind of 2/2 with upside as opposed to a 2/1 with less upside. Is the 3/3 vehicle a high pick? I have not made it a high pick, but it's done some work. I played it when I had a bunch of these hounds. I had like 3 hounds, and I played it because it was nice to be able to crew the vehicle with the hounds instead of being forced to attack with them sometimes. So that little extra value is nice. I think I'm going to hedge on Siona, and maybe we splash her. Because the Skirmisher just isn't that important. And if we end up with another Caryatid or some kind of other fixing, we could do a double splash here. This is on plan, you know, finding auras. You like the Binding of the Titans. I'm not sure about this. We can try it. Certainly, it does some synergies with what we're doing around here, like the Grove Dancer likes it when we mill land, that kind of thing. We could just take the 2/5, though. All right, some people are saying Binding is okay. I've never played it. We'll do it for science, if nothing else. Deny the Divine. Here's where I'll look at curve, right? Because there's a 3 that we could... A marginal 3 versus a marginal 4 does come to curve for me. And we're pretty decent on 3s and low on 4s. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 4 here. Well, we're green-blue, so not surprising that we're light on interaction. And actually, I think we're doing okay, given that we're green-blue. We have a Return to Nature, and where's the other one? This. So we have two things, but we'll look for Bounce and Fight for sure. Coming up. Pack 3. Well, it's a mythic in our colors. Probably taking it, but let's see what it says. I don't even know what it does. Nyx Bloom Ancient, 7 mana. Maybe we don't take it. Let's see. Maybe we do. Trample. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. Oh, this is actually kind of bad. Like, if you took a green mana symbol off of this, I might run it in this deck. Like if it was 4 green for a 5/5 trample that tripled mana, but I'm probably going to take it just because it's a mythic, but I don't think we're actually happy to run that. The best card for our deck is probably Myra's Grasp on the splash or Witness of Tomorrows, but we are into this for gems too. So on our main account where we are trying to collection build, I'm pretty much always going to take mythics. So yeah, oh, Final Death is also mentionable, especially like if we were heavy black, it would be no contest for me that it'd be Myra's Grasp. But as a splash black, Final Death probably is better than Myra's Grasp because it gets rid of more things, and you're not going to necessarily have early mana for a Myra's Grasp anyway, so you might as well go for the more expensive splash card. But yeah, we're going to take the gems and see what the future holds. We got another fishy fish. We are going to splash black. I'm playing this Ashiok, so we could absolutely take Final Death here. We could take Calliope, but I don't know how important. Like, why do we care about this creature really? She can get pretty big, I suppose. You want Destiny Spinner. Yeah, Destiny Spinner is great. I was thinking for some reason this was the Grove Dancer, but this is a very powerful uncommon. Probably worth it over the Final Death, but it's close. Like, I really want to splash one of these, but I don't think we can pass the Spinner, folks. This is right on plan and amazing 2-drop. You want the Omen? Nah, I think we want Destiny Spinner. I'm going to take Destiny Spinner and prove it to you. It's really pretty early for a Starlit Mantle. We could take the Hydra's Growth and then try and wheel the Mantle. I think we'll wheel the Mantle, so I'm going to take the Growth here. Here we go. This jumped out at me. Then this jumped out at me. But then this jumped out at me. This is what we want. This Blessing plus Shimmerwing is some business. Another Wardens, which I like over the Mantle. We're going to try and wheel that other Mantle. Let's take another Wardens for our 3s. I know this is another Mantle, but let's check our numbers here. How many auras do we have? Yeah, I guess we don't have that many auras. We have 1, 2, 3. Well, I haven't moved her to the sideboard yet, Crash, because A, we don't need to worry about that. Simmer down. We're not submitting a deck. We're just drafting. And then trying to figure out if we keep it in the main because we get enough density of enchantments. Training, yeah, sorry, 2 trainings. I missed the 2 trainings. That's important. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's better. I thought we had more, so there we go. We have 5. All right, all right. So since we already have 5, I'm going to pass on the mantle and go for another Wardens. Another Wardens if we want it. We could get Devourer of Memory too, but yeah, I think we just want another Wardens. Yeah, right now we only have the one, but that's better. Certainly better than none. Wowee. All right, we'll take another Eutropia. Make her more consistent for us. We can get a Grove Dancer for another enchantment, or just the Wave Rider for another payoff. We missed the Wave Rider the first time. Let's pick this one up, huh? Viper's okay, but I think we want Wave Rider. We're stacked on 2s. Let's take the Wave Rider. Well, we have one of these. Would we play 2? Probably not ever play 2, so I'm just going to take a Mystic. Oh, you want the Turtle? Yeah, I guess the Turtle's fine. If we're doing a 2-drop job, Turtle probably does a little better. Put that in the board for big ground dudes. Man, all the Wardens we want. We're never going to die to Flyers. I'm not going to play all these, but strong out of the board against Flyers. Viper Fight is nice, but I stand by my decision. I'm not playing that. We're going to take Progress. Mensch hasn't liked Hydra's growth. I've only liked it late. It's something I would, I'm a little bit with Mensch. Yeah, we didn't get those mantles back. That's too bad, but not going to worry about it too much. We get 20 on the grind. All right, already grinding. We're going to be green, blue. Well, maybe we're green, blue, black. Probably worth it for a couple swamps and the mana dork to run the Ashiok. I think we are not. We didn't get. If we had gotten like a couple of these Caryatids or an amulet or something a little more 5-colory, I would consider the Siona. But we're gonna ditch the white. It's not rotty if you can explain. You know, if you're thinking like you have to divorce your personal experience from your advice, Mensch, and really pull back and say, okay, here's been my experience. What is that? What's been happening though? So for example, well, I keep beating it because there's enough bounce in the format that I keep eliminating the counters and eliminating the enchantment before it does me any damage. And that's easy enough to do. Or I keep getting 2-for-1s. The removal is good, you know? So just if you can explain what you've learned and why your interaction, you know, what your interactions with the cards say about the format, then sure. And I'm with you. I mean, this is like people were kind of enamored by this, and we're in Aura land where there's going to be a lot of high risk, high gain cards. So what you may not be processing, Mensch, is okay, so you did manage to solve it when you were playing against it, but obviously some of the time it's going to go unsolved and just win a game on its own. So how often is it losing a game because you got 2-for-1 by putting it on a creature and then having it killed versus winning a game that you wouldn't have won it otherwise? That's obviously much tougher to say, but it's the fundamental question, I think. We have 4 cuts to make. We have 18-9 is our current split. We'll worry about land later. Don't worry about land right now. Oh, sure, Crash. I can tell you too. Roddy is a phrase that my poker group came up with even before limited resources was the thing, and then Marshall Sutcliffe and I brought it to the Limited Resources podcast. It stands for results-oriented thinking. So if you are being Roddy, it's to say that, let's say, you beat Hydra's growth 3 times in a row, but all 3 times you were playing a blue deck that had massive amounts of tools to solve Hydra's growth, and you just determined that Hydra's growth was complete garbage because you beat it 3 times without any other context. And your whole point was, well, I beat it 3 times, therefore it can't possibly be any good. That's results-oriented thinking, because you're only looking at your results without asking yourself, well, why? What happened there? So, ROTI, results-oriented thinking. Yeah, you don't want the effectively Mike said the same thing. You really don't want to put this on something that doesn't fly or trample. Chain to memory. How do you wow, Buckeye. I've only resolved it once, but it did fine. And what I'm basing this on, did you play much Guilds of Ravnica? Or did you play any Guilds of Ravnica? Because in Guilds of Ravnica, this was called blinding, what is it? Help me out. Chat always knows. Dizzying, dazzling lights. Yes, thank you, Chunk Tug. Dazzling Lights was an underperformer. Dazzling Lights did not get a good review from Limited Resources, for example, but then after the format, it became one of the better cards in the format, in that color, but only because, I'll grant you this, it was excellent in guilds because of the surveil synergies. Oh man, Buckeye. I don't know how you, like, it was one of my favorite cards in guilds because it supported the surveil synergies, and it was amazing against Boros. Neither of those is necessarily the case here, but that's what made it, that's part of what put it over the top in guilds, and I really liked it there. It goes down quite a bit, but we can cut it. I don't need to. Also, it's not in the same way that, like, this is auras are playing into this set's theme. Dazzling Lights played into that set's theme in a way that Chain to Memory does not play into this set's theme. I do not have it at D, though. This is going to be like a C- at worst for me, just because I think it's unrelated to our plans, and so we should cut it. But, oh, you're talking about Towering Wave. Yeah, we'll cut that too. But Chain to Memory also unrelated to our plans and is therefore cuttable, but is not a D in my mind. I think it's just a C-level card somewhere. And we're also really stacked at 2, so we can be pretty choosy about which 2s we want. I want to try this. You all are saying it's good. Everything else here looks good to me. Where are we at on numbers? 17, 8. Let's find a couple creatures we don't love. Oh, yeah, too many Wardens. Maybe start with 2 Wardens and call that our deck, and then bring in more Wardens as we need. Or maybe 3 Wardens and cut the Sea Guard. It's not like we're doing... oh, maybe cut Oracle. Let's cut Oracle. Oh, that's where we got our 20, by the way, because I crafted 4 of these to play a mono blue deck. Enchantment count. We're at 12 enchantments here. Milling out in this format seems like a mistake, because it's just going to support too many escape plans. So I like a 3rd Warden over an Oracle here. And I kind of wanted... we're not doing... Like, this is our only double blue spell. If we cut this... Yeah, I kind of want to figure out how to cut that. How do we cut that? What can we play instead? Another Wardens. Ugh. It's a little much on the Wardens, but... I really kind of like a 1/4 for 3 over a 2/5 for 4 double blue. Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable with 4 Wardens, but also not happy with anything else I'm looking at as an alternative. Inspiring Awe is pretty bad unless you know that they are light on enchanted and enchantment creatures. But if they are light on enchanted and enchantment creatures, then I'm absolutely going to bring this in out of the board. Yeah, 5 could be an important toughness point, but do you see what I mean? Like, look at our deck. If we can just cut this, if we can cut this double blue out, look what we get to do with our mana. We can go like 9, 9, 6, 1. Like, we just get to do much better things with our mana if we can cut out double blue. And I really want to do that. So I'm probably going to do that. We can put Chain to Memory. Yeah, I'm going to put Chain to Memory back in and show you all what's what. Definitely that. Why the Oracle is bad. Oh, it's not bad. It's just very demanding on mana. We could, it's asking to be Devotion to Blue. So I'm only, while the, let's say you played this on turn 5. Are you really that happy? Are you really happy with this on turn 5? Probably not. I mean, maybe, especially given our, like, we're not heavy blue, actually. We started heavy blue, and then it went to heavy green. So we're not heavy blue. We're not expecting to have a lot of blue pips out on the battlefield. And we play this on turn 5, and it's like, all right, we did some scrying, basically. But if you want this on 2, then it's much better. But as I was saying at the top of the draft, in order to reliably cast this on 2, you need to have 2 islands in your first 8 cards. And to have 2 islands in 8 cards means having 10 islands in 40 cards. And 10 islands in 40 cards is not something we're going to do here, so therefore I don't want to play it. And with that, though, this is what I do want to play. Eutropia, twice favored. We are twice favored. Are we 4 times favored? 4 favored. Did they bend over backwards to avoid the keyword scry for some reason? Good question. I was talking earlier about avoiding the keyword surveil because it's not in the set, but scry is evergreen, so why didn't they scry here? When Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the... Why couldn't it say scry X, where X is your devotion to blue? Oh, because scry lets you do... because it's too powerful... Because scry would be more powerful. Yeah. Banana and Mike got there. Because, yeah, if you had, like, Devotion to Blue... If your Devotion to Blue was 12 or something, right? And you got to, like, filter all the lands out of your top 12 and only keep your 4 best spells, that would be insane. But if you only get your 1 best spell out of those 12, that's reasonable. So that's why, yeah. All right, let's go for this. We have... we're splashing Ashiok on 2 swamps and a... little bit scary Caryatid. It's tough when you count creature mana as part of your splash because they're so easily killed. Like, this could just end up dead for some reason, and bam, we're down to 2. However, you could argue splashing Ashiok on 2 swamps is fine here. It's not ideal, but even if you think of this as like 2.5 sources, that's pretty good. So we're going to try that. Over here and well, They're going to have a hard time attacking through these two right off the bat, and we can destroy any enchantment creature they have. Ashiok is a ways off, but this is about as good as a mulligan to 6, really, so I'm just going to keep. I mean, we put 4 Wardens in our deck. We're going to get some Warden Flood sometimes. Might have too many islands in this deck, even though we don't have any in our hand. I didn't really... I looked at the mountain... I realized I looked at the swamps, but didn't really think through what I wanted to have on islands versus forests, and that might be off. We'll check that during sideboarding. I think I might want 1 more forest, 1 less island. Again, that sounds weird, given that what we need right now is an island, but again, I'm not being Roddy. I'm thinking about the actual math of our lands and thinking it might be correct to lower island count. Well, now I'll take anything, because I want to get this Typhon down on 4. Not fair. Not fair at all. No, not really. I mean, what does the Ancient do for us? Here's a 5/5 for 7. Enjoy. Like, ugh. For a Typhon right now, although it can't even really square off against this Calliope right now. Bluff attack into a 4/3? What do you mean? Oh, last turn. Probably just missed it. But you're right. They're probably not blocking with her. Well, let's see. 1+1/+1 has trample and lifelink. We could just take this trade here. Block and then kill the artifact. Well, we don't have it right now, and also like that's not gonna like. You're talking about next turn. Yeah, we gotta watch out for their open blue mana, right? All right, let's try. I think we might get shrunk. Oh, look. Chain of Memory no good? Chain of Memory is great. Maybe it's not great. It was great there. But we knew that might be a possibility. We let that happen because we're going to just escape this eventually anyway. All right, I backed off. I backed off, Razor. Come on. But yeah, it was good there. Too bad we can't kill this Eutropia. And, you know, I could wait. Should we wait on this and try and surprise them, or just do it now? Yeah, Shadow Spear is great to the point that we might want to just go for the Shadow Spear. What do you think? Do we want Shadow Spear or enchantment creature with this Return to Nature? All right, let's get the spear. And we'll find ourselves an island, get Eutropia down, and then Blessing can do some stuff. I thought Cardboard Live was working. I tested it before I went live. Yeah, it's working for me. Oh man, I forgot again. I spent all yesterday annoyed at this fox. You gotta help me remember to change that at after this match. Let's see. Again, close but not quite here to being able to fight. Oppo leaving up mana, but we don't know what it's about. Oh yeah, we can swing a Warden. That's, well, let's see, we can swing both now, right? So we'll swing both of these. Ooh. You think this is good for you, but I'm happy to make this trade. This is why. Feeders. Also, need reach for flying. We didn't have any flyers other than those that could be created by Eutropia. And the ones that she could create were already too big for us to block anyway. And there's our blue. I'm going to start with our friend Eutropia, and then if they have interaction or counterspell, they're going to obviously use that here. And then if they can't, we get to go off with Chimera. If they can, at least we have Chimera in the back pocket. Oh, can't counter. What have I got that says can't counter? Okay, here, there we go. Destiny Spinner does so much, I forgot all of what Destiny... I was completely focused on that Destiny Spinner is an enchantment that makes lands into creatures. I completely forgot about that counterspell clause, so that's awesome. We found our Ashiok, and here's what I mean. Like we could go Ashiok minus. I guess we have Wardens to protect Ashiok. But I still kind of just like Chimera here ahead of Ashiok, and then Ashiok is going to be amazing. If we draw a land, for example, we get Ashiok plus replay of Blessing. So let's... And they haven't shown the ability to stop Eutropia. And in fact, let's see, what are we going to have fly here? Just trying to, where do you want it? Should we put it on Eutropia or the... Oh yeah, we can just put it on the reach creature, then it blocks that. That's a good call. Let's do there. We'll get big defense. Big D, big D. That's a good point, Mike, but I think we'll be okay, right? We can still mess something up pretty good with Warbriar on this board. Yeah, Forerunner has to be the next to go, right? And we can... they have mana open, but we got to take our shots. We can put Grove Dancer out first. And now... I kind of like getting the Chimera big. Let's upgrade this creature. it can now just attack naturally past the vexing goal. That's why I did that. And we can blessing just about whatever we want. But I like blessing on the spinner to fight the Forerunner, but make something else, like the maybe Eutropia herself flying fatty. Just making sure there's no reach or anything, because I've attacked into reach already this format. Darn it, I'm trying to check. All right, they're done with that game. Maybe early to scoop, but if they had no bounce or whatever, I could see them deciding they were done. They went with the give up plan, Guru. Oh, we were only playing 3. I thought we were playing 4, but probably with all they got going on, we can throw in the plummet. Although we just have we have so many 1/4 with reach that I almost wonder if we need the plummet. Yeah, it's interesting, Buckeye. Do we really need it? When we see one natural flyer, and then I guess one reason it would be good is Eutropia is doing some things where it's taking, you know, some beefy ground dude and making it fly. Yeah, so War Furnace is getting to where I'm getting to, and Buckeye is getting to, that when they throw stuff in the air, kind of like pull, pop that Forerunner out of the sky. So yeah, maybe we can bring in a plummet here. And what is that? We'll cut a chain for that. Chain's fine. One nice use for chain is exactly in best of 3 is what I just did here. You can kind of start it as a generic, this is fine, it's going to do some stuff. You'll find a window to play it for some kind of value, and then in sideboarding you'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to swap this out now for the thing that's actually, you know, that's excellent against this matchup or whatever. I like this. No, East, there was one pick where I was strongly considering a Final Death to splash, but we went with the 2/3 uncommon green creature for 1 and a green instead. The one that prevents counter spells from working and turns lands into creatures based on enchantments. There's another pretty easy keep. Yeah, Destiny Spinner seems great. I forgot the name of it, but yes, Destiny Spinner. Did great work for us already. I like the Prophecy. These are these sneaky cards. Newer players don't understand why they lose to blue decks when all they did was do things like play Prophecy. It's like, it's because this stuff, this sneaky card quality stuff changes everything. Well, we can't stop their Enraptured, their narcissistic duder, but we can certainly play the Wardens at least. A lot of long, slow value for Oppo there. Well, nothing to bounce with it yet, but we'll throw our Chimera out there. Gain some life. Marcia and Luis were wondering about the purpose of Chapter 4. I think the flavor of it is just that, and the prophecies continue, and the cycle continues, you know, and we're going to prophesy again. Well, that's pretty good, but we're going to drop ourselves a Forerunner and at least have something to trade with, and meanwhile we're successfully attacking in the air at least. You noticed a pause with a single blue. Counterspell's looking for pauses. I missed it if there was one, but we did see the -4 instant from them in game 1, so we'll keep that in mind here. Probably what's going on here with this snap attack. I'm gonna throw this in front of here and just take the other stuff. Take this one. Not finding action, unfortunately, for our Chimera, but fortunately our Chimera is actually just successfully attacking, so there's that. Yeah, not only are we winning the race just inherently, but with the Wardens gaining us 2 every time we play one of our 12 enchantments, that's looking pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, that's, well, let's see. Trouble is I don't like attacking. You know, they got 3 cards, all this open mana, flash enchantments. They could easily make this skirmisher a 3/2 at instant speed. So, and they're suggesting the -4 instant. So it'd be pretty disastrous to have them go flash omen and -4 this, right? Like there. I know. Right now it's sitting here being a trample enchantment. I guess we have to decide at some point, but it just seems so clear that they've got, like, see, I mean, could have sent the 3/2. We just made it. We could not have sent the 3/2. I just feel like, yes, it's frustrating to not attack or block with the Forerunner, but how much do you want to get blown out? Because I think if we attack or block with the Forerunner, we get blown out. Whereas if we wait a little bit, maybe we find the situation where we can not get blown out. Although now we're in trouble because obviously we're losing the race against life-linking equipment now. That's true, we can start bouncing it if we want to gain 2. Might have to here. But again, I think they're just trying to tempt us into throwing away stuff into the -4, so I'm gonna not block again. We gotta find another way. A little help, deck. Come on, we got a lot of action. Let's find some. No land. I'm still going to submit 0. Again, someone, I don't know, it was Mike, someone was suggesting, oh yeah, Great God was suggesting we could, if we wanted to, bounce this and start gaining a turn every turn. But I'm going to say submit 0 here and look for a little help off the top. Come on, one time. Not my one time, apparently. So I'm going to send the 3/2. Well, let's see. So there's 2 options. If we need basically 10 power. If we have 10 power, we can overcome -4 and still kill the Kraken. We don't have 10 power to block with yet unless we give up our Chimera, which I'm not willing to do. It seems like a dead card. What do you mean? Obviously, it's a dead card right here at the moment because there's no flyers to kill. We know they have flyers. They're a blue deck. with a goal, and they have one of their main cards is one of our main cards. They have Utopia that makes big flyers. So I don't know what you mean by dead card unless you're just stating the obvious that currently there's no target for it and that that's frustrating. I don't want to attack the Forerunner. I want to make him... I mean, you want to give up the Forerunner? Great God? I mean, we can. We can just say, okay, fine. You can have our Forerunner for a... I mean, yes, the Forerunner would trade for... But they would happily trade Forerunner plus that trick. So I'm going to send in these two. This gives them a chance to get the chain out of their hand. We're offering the 3-2 for the chain. Man, are they saying they don't have it? Maybe they're trying to say they don't have it, so we start attacking with this. I don't believe them. Yeah, that's the other thing, Mike. I mean, we wouldn't, like, they wouldn't even need the trick, which is even worse. Like, we wouldn't get it out of their hand. Although, they might, yeah, because the 3-2 -4, well, they would -4, because then they would eat it instead of trade with it, right, Mike? Annoying, but we're not, we have answers to the Shadow Spear. We're losing the race right now, and we need to find something off the top, but we're not done for. Man, at this point... Here, I'm going to bounce the Forerunner just because that will ensure that we draw awkward action. Like, now I'm going to draw something where I can't cast both, and I'll be sad, right? Oh no, look, we can cast both and be happy. We're going to get our Wardens up to 5 toughness so that they can block this Kraken. They still get the life, but at least we can attack in the air. Keep it roughly even. Bottom is good to see on the scry. Means they got a good scry, but it means they didn't find any answers on top. Well, here we get to find out how good Hydra's growth is. Let's see. Enters battlefield. Beginning of your upkeep. Beginning of your upkeep. So now they are openly saying, please, please, let us trade for your, oh yeah, we can give it, can we? Yeah, nice call. Didn't even think about that interaction. We were thinking about their Utopia, but we can do what Smock says and and just kill it. I love it. Let's do that. Mike and Smock figuring it out. Hey, thank you, Wizards of the Coast. We're doing fun tricks here. Oh, yes, we're sure. We know what we're doing. Of course, if they counter it, we'll be super sad, but we gotta try. We're trying. They're itching. Looking through their graveyard? What does that mean? Okay, they're just doing that. Maybe they'll find something. All right, success. And there you go. That's punishing the aura. Who was it? Was it Mensch who was saying, I don't know, I feel like I beat Hydra's growth every time. And that's why it's dangerous, right? Where do we want to go? Oh, just those two, I think. And I'm even going to leave the wardens back. I don't want to take any... I want a nice block on the reflection, and we get that with the wardens. We don't really get it with anything else. This is a really awkward way to gain a counter and a couple life a turn, but it's what we've got. Shadow Spear still somewhat of an issue. Let's see what Oppo comes up with here. All right, that lets us still block here, which is the main thing. Got to watch out for instant speed. Instant speed blue pips. So like another, where is it? Is it another Omen here? Could be rough. A Vexing Goal, yeah, could be rough. I think we actually take this here, and then next turn we'll get this a little bit bigger, and we can survive even another pip. But yeah, Mantle, there's a lot of things that could increase. That's the thing. Again, I love the little synergies built into this format that I'm seeing so far, and the prevalence of instant speed devotion increase is definitely something to keep in mind. So we're going to say no blocks here. We're also still scared of the -4 effect that we believe they have. That's true. We can do some Eutropia blocking, and they'll think they've made a big gain when actually we're happy to just swap in for the new one. And we're doing nothing but drawing land here, so good thing we're getting a Forerunner every turn. Where do we want to put this now? We want more Warden toughness, right? You want to make a 4/5 out of the Enraptured, Mike? I think maybe now we give them, let's see, if we went, still again, we need 10, boy, that's pesky. I see what Mike is talking about. I think I'm going to take it for a turn. Let's see, they got trample though. Yeah, exactly. No, we're still playing around the -4 effect right now. And actually, we're going to... The trample makes it super awkward. Yeah, I'm with Mike, and that's why Mike wanted me to make this a 4/5 last time, so we can single block here and get that trick finally out of their hand. So we'll say no block here, and we'll gain some more life. We'll get back to 8, and then we'll make Enraptured be ready to... Ooh, that's rough. All right. Double with Forerunner, and I'm not sure you mean exactly what you mean, Counterspell. But we get double growth here. Yeah, the lands are paying off now on some level. That's the early conclusion I'm thinking. Julus, but I don't think it is, you know, ridiculous. It's not, it hasn't been blatant to me. All right, can we finally get rid of it? No, this is exactly what we wanted. Yeah, I guess I could have done that too. But also, it's nice just a single block, and then if there's a blowout, if they, I don't know, I still don't even know all the tricks and everything. I suppose I could look them up. Funny that we can't do this. I'm gonna go Forerunner again. Doesn't it have Death Touch? Does what have what? No, I don't. This doesn't give Death Touch or anything. I don't think I'm going to scry. I mean, we could scry, but that's expensive. And we know we're going to play this. I'd rather just pull from the top and see what we get. All right. That is decent. Pesky, pesky spear. We need our artifact kill. Yeah, we want the 3/4 flyer big. And probably throwing this on their Forerunner. I mean, we could throw it on their Beloved of the Sea, but I think we want their biggest thing shrunk. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. We're at 20 cards. They're at 15. Yeah, let's just keep going on the Wardens. Yeah, Eutropia's doing work, that's for sure. And we're going to keep with these big flyers. I think we have enough down here now. They could have another one of those things, but we're going to be pretty aggressive here. They have to move the spear. That's no big cost, though. They're going to move the spear around. Wow. All the favors around here could have a draft. So what could this be about? Well, I think we got to try now. What am I missing something? Or did they forget Reach? I don't know what the single greens are around here, but we're gonna, hopefully they just missed it, right? Thanks, Oppo. Been there, been there. Oh, have we been there? Ooh. Target a creature. Now where do we want this? Yeah, I could bounce the removal. That's true. I bounced the wrong one. Good call. I forgot we had that enchantment over there. I'll remember next time. If there is a next time. I'm going to still go with a big flying here. I'm being a little arbitrary with my tokens here, not thinking it all the way through, but also trying to, like, I can only go mentally deep on so many things before I lose the threads and end up hurting myself more than helping myself. So I'm just going with that, going with big flying, and we'll drop an Ashiok. Why didn't we kill the spear? We didn't. That was game one. We did in game one. We haven't had the ability to kill the spear in game two. Well, it's green, blue. So the removal in green, blue is fight-based and aura-based. You all know I don't do any slow rolling on purpose. Streaming is hard. Any oppos who think I'm slow rolling, sorry. If we bounce... I think I'm just going to plus Ashiok here. Yeah, we have good blocks. Can exile spear if we get to the right spot. Yeah, we can kill the reflection. Of course, that just allows this to untap. We can kill the kill the reflection, make him discard, and make this fly. I'm going to bounce the token, and we're going to Morphosis the Eutrope.
I've lost my recoil to the recess of your mind.
Well, now it is. We had to make sure they couldn't make a flyer of their own. But now that they don't have a flyer of their own, we should be good. Should be. All right, they've got a plummet. Can we do anything about that? We could scry, but I would rather just play a Typhon here. No, we don't want to scry. We just want a Typhon. Unless we can do both. Can we do both? Am I adding it wrong? No. I think we're right to just make the Typhon. I assume that's how to pronounce it? Typhon? Typhon? Is that kind of snake? Must be some kind of snake. Yeah, how's Shimmerwing been, huh? Monty Typhon. All right, we got the victory, but most importantly, the most important thing here is that I'm remembering to go shut my pet up right now. First this one. Now this one. Is this annoying? Oh, that's in the store. Oh, well, then guess what? No pets for us. Shut up, on-screen animals. Nah, no plummet to the main deck. Although I see what you're saying. Yeah, maybe we could put plummet in the main deck because of that. Sorry, I understand where you're coming from now. The suggestion on plummet and main deck is the realization after that game that we can do some skeet shooting and launch Oppo's creatures and plummet them. So yeah, we could main deck it. What do you think, Final Resting? You're in? You say question mark. Do you want to main deck our Eutropia combo? Also, if we don't get Eutropia and they just happen to have a flyer, that's fine. All right, we'll drop the chain and go for the main deck plummet play. Pull. Is this different than the Ashiok deck from earlier? No, this is the Ashiok deck. All right, keepable. Need a little help on the mana front, but then we'll be fine. Some land is good. We now have Wardens on 3, removal, Chimera on 4, Witness on 5, and some stuff for later. Julu's is just a touch short. I've been there. We can play the Chimera, but I don't want it picked off by their removal. We're going to drop the Caryatid, and if it lives through the turn, we get an Ashiok next turn. So we just want our Caryatid to survive and nothing amazing from Oppo. Well, it didn't even need the Caryatid. How about that? I'm going to go ahead and Ashiok and do the bounce thing, and then we should be able to set up a nice defense from here after that.
Listen to my whispers.
Caryatid. That's what I thought. If I wasn't saying it that way, I just... man, there's a lot of tough to pronounce stuff in this set, I'll say that.
Fade into the shadow.
I'm not thinking there's any haste in white-black, so we're gonna tap out. Let's go ahead and Ichthy here. Keeps up a plummet. Oh, actually, we get to Ichthy and Chimera. I forgot about the Caryatid mana, so that's nice. Hey, Cardinator, how goes?
The shadows awaken.
Man, bet Ashiok regrets all those years of smoking. Huh. Don't we just get to do this? Oh, shame scoop from Oppo when they realized it no longer had Death Touch, I think. Or First Strike or anything. That's true. Just Ashiok existing means means they are smoking. Oh, it did have First Strike. Oh, that's right, because it was the aura that did that, sure. But the Death Touch made it not so hot. Well, we don't have, let's see. We have this Inspiring Awe we could bring in, but I don't know enough about their deck yet. They got Archon of Falling Stars. We probably don't want that. All right. Yeah, I don't see any changes there. Not keepable. Quite keepable. Warden's, Shimmering, Typhon. I think we want these three, and we actually have to give up the Typhon right now. Everything else here just kind of combos a little bit in a way that I want to try for. And we can't cast the Typhon yet. Of course, we're going to get a Forest and wish we had this, but I'm keeping it because Wardens plus Shimmerwing plus Morphosis is nullifying their best thing while gaining 3 a turn. So, could do worse if that's where we end up here. Scary. But hopefully we'll blow it up with Blessing. This is even better than Ichthyomorphosis. Ooh, Return to Nature. Very powerful as well. We will move that. We'll Return to Nature the Eidolon if they go for some sort of aura on it. But here... And we could just take it out right now. We are on the... Except we're about to go off with Blessing. I think we just got to try to kill it with Blessing and accept all this. Play the Warden and try and block the Charger. Omorphosis? Ichthyomorphosis? Where's the emphasis? 99999. Where am I? Where's my accent? You think it's being greedy? But this isn't doing much. It might. Yeah, if we get a commanding presence, well, then we get to do this too. You know, it's not like, whatever. We can even take, like, if that's your worst case scenario, then we're doing fine. I like Mike. I'm going with Fishify. We're gonna block. They could have the pump spell, but let's make him have it. All right, that worked. Yep, Chimera is about the only choice here. And the life gain begins. If they don't take out the Chimera, I love our chances. If they kill the Chimera, we're in a fight. Why do you want to fish first? I think we're going to be fine here. Like, we got so much life coming. Like, as long as these things don't die, I don't see how we lose. We could leave Return to Nature up for this Sentinel's Eyes, get rid of the Sentinel's Eyes, and then block. But really, let's go with the Blessing here on Chimera killing the Eidolon. And we could kill Mogus as well. I just feel like... yeah, maybe we start here. Yeah, actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to take out the Reaper. I don't think I'm going to play the training yet, although we could. Fish the 4/4. Well, we can fish the 4/4. Yeah, let's just fish the 4/4. I'm with that. Let's do that. They didn't show Pump before. I'm going to assume they didn't draw it since. If they do, bad luck, but I think this is a good block. Like tricks and +2, -1 are things that if they'd had in the last just like 2 turns, they would have used. So for that block to be punished, they needed to have something, needed to have drawn something in their last 2 turns. And yeah, we're gonna go for it again. I kind of like training on the Wardens. Let's just make the Wardens a little bigger. Going pretty good. This deck is sweet. Yeah, looping training for drawing cards, looping blessing for repeat removal. It's like, take your pick. Let's take out the Envoy here with blessing and plummet the Archon. Although, let's see what they get when they die here. They'll get one of these back. Well, it does die into something, so let's keep that in mind. But we'll it'll die into something we can bless. Who needs Eutropia? Sacrifice a critter. Well, that's pretty good here. This is the best I've seen Libation be. We are going to let go the Warden and just keep going with our Chimera strength. Now we'll do Eutropia and fight. Let's see. We could actually. Oh, I did them in a different order. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Like, so target creature, we do this. Sorry, the way it stacked things, I wasn't sure we were going to be a 4/5. I thought since this thing wasn't on the stack, I thought we missed the ordering, and so I was afraid we weren't going to win that fight if we went after the 3/4. That's why I did what I did, not because of strategy, but because of UI confusion. Oh, this is a devastating card. I'm just like, we're just going to lose. Like, if we can keep the Chimera out, it's hard for us to lose. If they kill it, then obviously it's a different story. I get that it happens last to first, but what confused me, you lose, was that it didn't show me that stack. Like the second thing wasn't even on there or whatever. So, or like it didn't show me the order it was happening. Just one wasn't even on the screen, so I was confused. I don't feel the need to block basically anything here. I don't want it to die. Yeah, it has escape. Can I get a witness? Wouldn't mind another land here at this point, but I'm going to keep on the blessing plan. Yeah, we're going to buff Eutropia this time. Yeah, and now we'll go for the Soul Reaper so they don't get card draw value out of it. Oops, did I? Oh, no, okay, good, I did it right. And we're going here. A lot of things to target with our interactions. I'm getting very confused. All right, we got there. Well, yeah, trouncing is going to happen if they can't answer our Chimera. Let's see what happens when Oppo kills our Chimera on site. It's going to be much harder, but that was pretty easy when you get a living... when you get a Chimera and a removal spell for 12... Like, it was actually a little embarrassing that we didn't win faster. Like, how many free removal spells do I need before I can close out a Magic game? My goodness. Well, it could be, East. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Mana issues happen to every single deck at some point, and as we face better and better decks, it's going to be harder and harder. And again, pretty easy to feel like you're unbeatable when Oppo is not answering your Chimera. But the second that we have an opponent who shoots down our Chimera successfully on site, we're going to have a much harder time of it. So I'm going to take a short bio break, get a beverage, hit the John, and then I'll be back and we'll see if we can't march this to 5 wins by hook or by crook. All right, thanks for hanging. I'll be right back for more action. I swear I hit the button. Sorry, folks. I've been pretty good about that lately, but the button got me this time. So anyway, I was saying I forgot that I was supposed to check our island count. I think we're too high on islands. We need one more island, one more forest, and one fewer island. But we'll keep this and hope we have our big bomb that won us last game. We're 2 forests away from casting this dude, so we gotta say farewell there. But at least we have Shimmerwing and training, so we do have a combo again if they can't stop it. If they can stop it though, starts to look pretty whatever. But this is pretty much a must-kill creature, so that's nice. Boy, definitely. Gosh, help me remember to look at our forest count, please. Well, there's one. You're a little bit late. Sure would have been nice last turn with this turn 2 caryatid, right? Caryatid. But we'll take it now. When does that happen? Oh, Smogus' favor. I was like, what just happened? I thought it was that upkeep, sacrifice a creature enchantment, not favor. Well, whatever. Just don't kill this thing. Not yet, Robert. You're early. All right, black deck. Oh, what you got? What's this? Oh, it's this one. This is cool. When artist Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths, enters the battlefield, target opponent looks at... Yeah, so we probably give him Charger and 2 lands. Man, old school reference from Robert. So what do we know what they did? Oh yeah, so they took the lands. Yeah, Charger in the graveyard, certainly not the worst for them, but they're pretty far away from anything on that front right now. I'm going to go training while shields are down, I think. We could just go with Witness, though. So, what do you think is going to happen? You would really rather just have them have them have this in hand? That doesn't seem correct. Anybody else? If you think I did that wrong, tell me. So you think you would go? You would show a land, then they snap, keep the bottom 2, and they have that thing in hand. Anyway, yeah, Witness does block the 3/2. All right, fine, we'll play this. Get our flyers on, and I was tempted to play this while shields were down so we couldn't get disrupted, but we'll find another spot for it. And totally reasonable. I'm continuing to throw out lands without thinking about it, and I shouldn't do that. What is this about? Are they on another... One of these? Another favor, maybe? Oh, this has menace, sure, but what about here? They're just offering a trade here. Okay, that makes sense. All right, it all makes sense now. And we are going to take it for a turn. And submit 0 here. All right, this is nice to have 2. And their shield's down enough that I think we can go for training. And I like it on... It's awkward they are stuck on 3, so I'm going to go for training, trying to find more... Well, maybe can we afford to? Maybe we need to use the green this turn, returning this to nature. And you got to remember that it's going to cost 1 more. Really rough not to cast this turn. Can we win this race? Like, if they do 6 and we do... I guess I'm going to go... This is awkward here, but there's not much we can do about it. So, I'm going to... But I really don't want to give up the Chimera. So yeah, I think we have to swing... I'm not blocking with the Chimera, so I'm going to swing with it, and then we'll block and have return up. Ah, cool. We got decisions, but they're generally good ones. We just have to decide whether we're trying to... Whether we return Calliope and just take the 6 and try to work without this, or whether we get rid of the 1 with stars and we bring back this 3/4 and block the 3. We can eat the 3/3 and take 8, go to 2. Then we still have some other work to do. Still work to do, but we're in a pretty good spot from there. So yeah, let's try that. Oh, we don't go to 8. Don't go to 2. We go to 3 because we reduced the devotion down with that play. Don't kill it! Please don't kill it! Oh, I guess they had the tools. All right, not bad. Let's see, we still only have the 1 green, so I'm going to go with the Forerunner here. Try to have something on the blocks. But now I guess we're just dead. Yeah, we're just dead. All right. I guess then I was supposed to train and look for something else, so I should have trained. Unlikely that we would have found something to get out of it, but definitely training was the right play there, not the creature. Let's see, what could we have drawn? Curious now. So we had a 3/2 menace and a 3/3. And if we had trained, maybe we find another small creature to play out. So yeah, training could have gotten us... yeah, another forest would have helped that game too. I think we're on Run It Back. Still haven't seen a deck yet where I think we want to run this Inspire Awe. Would Oracle have been good there, like the 1/3? Definitely could have played smarter, but Magic's hard. Go easy on yourself. Have some fun. Oh, it's also, I didn't realize we're playing Jim Davis. Is he streaming? Yeah, too late.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Thank you for the sub. Unsurprising, given that Jim showed us 2 of these. Or no, only showed us 1. He just reused it, right? Never mind. Didn't show us 2. Let's just bless and kill. Seems fine. You'll know him when you see him, buddy. Guess we go ahead and shrink this and keep the pressure on. What about growth on the tapped creature? So the illusion is basically untouchable. That seems like fancy play syndrome to me. I like trying the growth when cards have been played out of hand a little more. This is more of a late game card to me that you play when the dust is settled and the removals hit the bin. Although at this point, yeah, we'll take 1 from the charger, but try to get Eutropia going here. Oh, it can't block. I'm so bad. Sorry, folks. I was thinking of this like the there's the red one that has to attack, and that one is must attack, so it can block. And I was thinking of it as that text. That's why I didn't attack there. Whoops. Thing is, I don't think I would have forgotten if both of those cards, if the red common and the black common did the same thing, but they don't. Oof, that's really rough. If they get to remove a card from hand, we still have some good cards left. I still think we go like this. You want 2 lands face up? Then they just go for this. Well, it's either that. It's got to be that or that, right? You're either doing it this way or this way. I think you have to do it this way. This is better. And at least with their current play and getting screwed by the auto tapper, they can't make that play. Okay, good. They just got the lands. I can say he, it's Jim Davis, but my habits are strong. Shut up, Rocket. Dumb dog. Love that dog. But my goodness. Okay. Sorry, Jim. Sorry, Jim's chat. Sorry, my chat. What are we doing here? Time for Hydra's growth yet? We got these 3 cards to worry about when it comes to playing this out. I don't think I want to do that. At least not before we do a training first. Where do I want this? Let's put this here. I'm gonna erase. Could go for the Hydra's growth here, but I'm gonna have Return to Nature up. That was what was suggested, Fluffy, throwing Hydra's growth on the Enraptured, but it just feels like fancy play syndrome to me. I just would rather save this and play it normally. Rocket has pretty big ears for his size. He's looks like a little bat dog. Nothing to Return to Nature here, though. I'm not sure the ears have that wing curvature you need anyway, Hat. Nice. Guess what we have? A thing to do with our Return to Nature. Although now we have, we can take this out instead. What are we doing? If we kill here, we can attack for... Yeah, now we need blockers, right? But... Yeah. Creature or we are dead. Well, we can take out this creature, or we can... So what do we do with the Return to Nature, though? We can just kill one of the creatures that's threatening us. And then we at least have something to block with here. Yeah, let's start here. We might just get lucky and win on the draw. Oh, she's still named the same. She's just a fish. So, well, now we have a chump. We can lose Eutropia in the next attack phase and have another one. So we just do this, pass, and do a bunch of blocking and hope that Jim doesn't have any removal. I'm gonna throw on a full control bluff, though. We have a single blue up, so let's see if Jim's paying attention. Maybe we can get him to think that we have the -4 by this pause. Unless we have something else that would explain it. I don't think we do. I don't do this often, like full control bluffs, but you can find little spots, especially when you start to get used to what the instants and sorceries are in the format. And Jim's a sharp cookie, so hopefully he noticed and is a little worried about -4. I guess not. We tried. But we can go... How do we want to do this? We need to go here, here, and chump. Oh, we don't even need to chump. You want to just take... what if we just do this? Right? All right. Looks good. Yeah, if he favors us to finish off the blessing or like whatever, we just have to. I mean, you can't do that at instant speed if that's what you're worried about. G pick. There's no instant speed, right? It's not. Yeah, it's not flash. Yipe. Well, looks like we're screwed because Jim can just Mogus's favor and make the Wave Rider fly, and we don't have much to do about that. So unless we can just like win here, we're donezo. So I'm gonna do this. But I think we're just dead. I think if we play the growth, we reveal that we're dead. So really our only hope is to do more full control bluffing and stay on D. What? What was I supposed to do? I missed something, Hat? I believe it. But... you'll have to explain how I screwed this one up because I don't see it yet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But that's not 10. Okay, well, what's your... I don't understand, Hat. Yeah, but then we have... we do 9. Right? Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I just missed it. Oh, but they would have had the block though. Shoot. Hat figured it out before me, and it's gonna cost us. We could have but it would have still wouldn't have worked, right? Didn't really quite work. No, I mean, I think you found 10, but all it does is create a force block of the Wave Rider, and then we lose to the Charger on the back crack. So you can call it a punt for not thinking it through fully, but it actually didn't save us. I mean, you have to... Like, to that extent, it's actually not... It's a punt for not thinking about it, but none of our game actions were actually a punt. Yeah, also, good point. This is summoning 6, so we couldn't attack with it anyway. The only mistake there was not thinking things through, but nothing we would have done changes, because like we actually have to hold this growth back in our hand as a bluff possibility. Still, the lesson is there. The lesson to really do that math through and think it all the way through would have been good. But I guess I realized, you know, it was one of those things where when I cast this, I knew it was summoning sick and didn't even think for a second we had anything close to 10 damage, because we didn't. Then tricked myself into thinking we had something close to 10 damage that I hadn't thought about, but still wish I'd thought about it, if that makes sense. And now Jim is talking through his risks here, no, almost certainly. But I think he'll still do it. He's got to go for it. He's just worried that if we have an instant speed aura or enchantment... And so again, just trying to get him with the full control. Hopefully he's making him nervous at least. I don't know if you all are watching both, but hopefully he's nervous about our full control. You got it, Jim. Yeah, Hodge, there was no there was no oops, we could have won that, but there's an oops, we could have thought through it a little more thoroughly. GG, Jim. Couldn't I have chumped the 5/5 with a 2/2? Yes. What are you going to do about the 3/3 flyer, though? With the turn before I lost? Yeah, what would that have done for us? We made a very informed decision when we decided to not chump. For example, oh, now we're playing against AJ. Wow, we're just facing some good players here, assuming that is actually AJ. I would assume it is. All right. It's all right. Blessing's gonna bail us out of this nasty rare here. Let's see if they come up with a zombie here by getting a enchantment in the graveyard this turn. We'll see. If I had chomped the 5/5, you would have still had the mirror and 5 more life chumped, but we still had the chump on that turn too. That it didn't matter. The 5/5 was not the problem. It was the flyer. So I'm not sure how your line saves us. This is awkward. I really don't want to play removal into their open mana here. I'm going to start with an attack and then just follow with a Grove Dancer. I don't like removal auras into open mana like this. I mean, it's turn 3. Maybe they don't have anything, but why risk it when we have other good plays and they're not showing any ability to get a zombie yet? Oh, shoot, I forgot that ability again. Good call. But still, removal is the thing. They're playing black. There's instant speed removal, right? There's that rare, at the very least. Just really don't like playing into the bounce removal possibilities. Shoot, I did it wrong again. I played a land before I played my... figure out your turn before you play your land, Ryan. It's not that hard. Why do you do it like that? Sorry, Mike. Sorry, chat. 25 years later, I'm still playing lands without thinking. Continues to be something I try to work on, but continue to do it anyway because habits are hard to break. So now I'm going to... All right, D, whatever. I'm just worried, still worried, but yeah, I guess since they don't have anything in the yard yet, we'll try training here. See what happens. If we attack and they want to give up the vigil to make it a zombie, that's fine, because then they're one for one. It's just trading the vigil for a zombie, which would be fine for us. So we're going to send this in. The weird part about D is, like, I registered a punt like 5 minutes ago and he was nowhere to be found, and then pops in to punt me on something like a land play. So, we have Ashiok. We have, again, we have all this open mana, though. That makes me so nervous. Maybe we'll offer up a Forerunner. Again, I'm aware that we can't be countered, but we can be bounced and removed. Yeah, I guess we'll go for the big flyer over the 5/3. I like that. Let's see what they got. I'm not going to attack with the spinner. Too important, and they could have things that combined with the 2/2 would cause us pain. Clearly not. Was it enough? Wait, did they already have that goal out? Or did they pass without doing anything? I missed that. Or oh, they glimpsed on their turn. They must have gold. I can't. Yeah, okay, they gold. They had the goal already. Okay, yeah. So they just passed. So it seems like a counter spell, which seems like it means we should keep. Is there a 2-mana counter? No, the counter spell's 3. There's no. What's the 2-mana counter spell situation? No negate, nothing at 2. Okay. Given that, we'll go for the blessing here. Rocky wants to jam Ashiok. I want to kill the Cacophony here. And then we play Enraptured. You want to jam Ashiok? All right, fine. Chat wants Ashiok.
Welcome to my domain.
I'll do this. Let's get defensive.
My kin are delightfully friendly.
We'll stay back and try to get it on next turn. I wasn't on Ashiok. I kind of got pushed by chat to go with their play. We'll see how that plays. I think obviously it's hard to argue with casting a big powerful planeswalker that's pretty well protected here. But I did like the idea of blessing this annoying rare while their shields were down. All right, well, we're gonna
Fear your failure.
kill one and drop the other to the ground. I'll wait though. Let's see, we gotta go plus. And where do we want to bless? Let's bless on the Grove Dancer, actually. Kill this thing outright. And morph this one. I'm going to leave Spinner back as well. Keep Ashiok protected. Yeah, I forgot about the 2 damage on Dancer. But I don't even mind that too much. Takes out the only thing that can attack us, attack our Ashiok. So that was, again, a play I should have thought through better, but I'm not unhappy with the result. Stern dismissal, showing you why I was being so cautious around playing the blessing into possible removal. But yeah, Haj, if you didn't know, you can check this stuff mid-sideboarding. Return to nature, a solid find. We're going to keep plussing Ashiok right now, though.
My kin are delightfully friendly.
IJ's done with this one. No, thanks. I'll look at that now. It might be okay, actually. Maybe when I go to 1... No, we want the Ashiok. I guess I can't really go to 6 islands and feel great about it if we want to get these out on time. So I appreciate the reminder to check. I don't know, what do you think? Are we 9-6 or is the 8-7 correct? I think 8-7 is probably just correct after all of that. Mike likes the 9-6. It's awfully close. There's also the Typhon that wants double green. All right, I was very on the edge here. I'll let Mike sway me. We'll try it this way. Caryatid is a blue source, but it's not a super reliable one. But it is one. I call it like a half source. And on this front, I don't think there's anything else really we wanted to... They're doing their own thing, so inspiring awe, not good. Yeah, I don't like anything here over what we've got. Does AJ stream? Or is this just AJ playing? I don't even know. I like the blessing. I like the removal, but we have no creatures. I'm going to mulligan this. That looks better. Let's keep this. And what do we pitch, though? I want all 3 of those lands. So then we are on to Wardens. It's basically Training or Wave Rider. Training is probably expendable. The most expendable. It's fun, but it's not doing the most work. It's doing the least work. Yeah, I like the Training for that thought, Mike, but it just didn't feel like we could, like, that I couldn't. These are all just way more impactful than Training. We'll Caryatid in on 2 here to get the most out of our mana. Maybe drop a Wave Rider on 3. Yeah, I can also just drop this and threaten that thing. Or we can do both of these. And let's go Wave Rider here, and then we just have a bunch of enchantments to have a 3/3 flyer from here. They felt like they showed counter spells in the past that they didn't use because of our... Well, actually, we can... Yeah. Can this be countered? No. Yeah, Oppo might be holding a counter, so we could run out Wave Rider, Mike, but we could also try and get the counter with the Grove Dancer and then land the Spinner. It puts us off of getting a lot of flight triggers off the Wave Rider, assuming it lands. But I like baiting the counter here. I'm gonna do that. Well, they paused and then they kept it. Spinner is great. We could trade the spinner for the presumed. Yeah, it could be a goal. All right, let's see, because it could just be a goal or an omen, but I want to see. Yeah, it's just a goal. All right. So a little conservative maybe to not play the Wave Rider and play around possible counters, but at least we had our reasons. Or just nothing. Yeah, we'll take just nothing. And in this case, we'll max our mana, attack, and go from here. Yeah, I don't feel the need to fish right now. We should just, if they're struggling to get a foothold on this board, let's just pressure. Ah, that's what it was, drag to the underworld, and we just didn't present any anything they felt that was worth killing, which is weird. I would think Destiny Spinner would have been. And now what are we doing? With 4 total mana. Yeah, I guess we just play the Reach Dude and swing away. Got a blocker for the 2/1 flyer and some enchantments to get some life back and to make our eventual lands pretty big. All right, got there. Yeah, I took advantage of AJ's mana situation there, but I will do it. I'll take it. Oh, let's try the. I think I'm with Mike on 9-6 here. It's close. It is very close, but it's 9-6.5. So we're going to do this. We did get some gem grind in our 3rd win, which means we have profit. Woof. What do you think? Keep Ashiok and basically the mana to cast them? Or ship this? Could just get run over. We're going first, though. I'm keeping it. Rakdos deck went 5-1 yesterday. I am a greedy, greedy man. Yeah, Mike says, we have an extra forest, no problem. our 2 swamps and get ready to mill 2 forests. Here we go. Are they gonna... There's one of them. Awkward. Ashy awkward. Really want a forest now. I don't want to play Ashiok on this board. I want a forest. Hey, thank you, Magic Gods. Appreciate that. Now what are we going to do, though? If we play Nexus Wardens, we threaten to eat the Mystic, bounce off of Timuret, and take 3. We can take 3. We could also just go Eutropia, take 7. Nah, I think we got to play Wardens and hope that that we only take the 3. Warden's actually likely to die here, and us likely to be in trouble. Okay, that's going as hoped. Nah, Forerunner just trades off with, like, everything. I guess not everything. We can do Forerunner now, but this also gets us... we can go... We could go Warden's Eutropia. And we would get lots of life next turn. Yeah, I'll 2 spell it, but we have to survive, folks. We got to survive. That's one. See if we can get Ashiok on board. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of wish we get... Kind of want to draw one of our 2 mana auras, actually, to do some Eutropia action while still being able to play Ashiok. That's what I'm hoping for. But good to see Oppo not crashing in there. All right, Ashiok or... life gain. Let's go Ashiok and we could do Forerunner. Yeah, but you just want to do Forerunner now? I kind of want to do Ashiok and just plus and then have extra blockers that on that front. So I'm going to do Ashiok. It's true, they might have removal, but we can do some chumps in that case, and I'm plussing here if we resolve.
Close your eyes and dream. All your fears.
Oh my god. Was that a face sucker from Alien that came out of that Ashiok token? Well, if it's counter target creature or enchantment spell, they couldn't get Ashiok with it. Which was one reason to go for it. Maybe that's what you're saying. Here, I can move so you can see Ashiok a little better. We'll play over here for right now. The scariest? What do you mean? I don't know what you... I don't get that question, Jakerman. Just do this, and Ashiok takes 3. I think that's correct. How am I losing the nightmare token?
What a hero.
Oh, interesting. Another wardens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't get runner and wardens, but feeling like... Yeah, I think we need the Forerunner for the life and the trade here, and then we'll be feeling pretty good. Yeah, hopefully we can double up, double block here. Yeah, we maybe still could do that. It's like, I like getting the life. Maybe we should have done the reflection offer, but then they probably just don't even bother attacking with that. Question is, what do we want to trade? These 2 or this 1? Mike likes the 2 tokens. We are coming up with quite a turn next turn. We get another token and 2 creatures. So yeah, we can afford the tokens here. I'm not really concerned about the mill. Maybe we get lucky and this game ends up being about mill, but I don't think it's going to come down to mill. All right. Like, that's actually just fine for us. And, like, we can even do this now. Coming up Millhouse all over the place. I'm going to gonna keep plussing Ashiok. We could just do the thing, though. Yeah. Could also get rid of Timuret. Yeah, maybe we just go Reflection for right now, and I'm going to save the Fishify for Timuret. Alright, Earthmover has had enough. Apparently, Earthmover thought we were going to ultimate Ashiok Julus. Black-blue. Couple of final deaths. A Fishify of their own. Oh yeah, let's look at their exile pile. 2. They have a Shimmerwing of their own. Omen. Not sure if this informs us. It's not like we have that much to do. We're probably just running it back. We could do a... If they were out of answers to solve the Ashiok problem, I understand. We can chain. They have Death Touchers, so a chain could be interesting to bring back in. Fewer, although they have blue, so the flyers are kind of there. But I'm going to go back to chain over plummet, be given the Death Toucher. See if we can get him with that. Nope. Hydra's growth has been not... Either it hasn't shown up or it hasn't been good so far, I'll say that. Yeah, alright. Keeping this, ditching a forest, and hoping we don't flood. Well, if we were going to get another land, at least a swamp has us fully fixed. Yeah, they can choose either one of these. The other one will be worth playing at least. Ooh, I'm glad we didn't have that in hand. Be much, much trickier since they know our hand and haven't seen it. Here we have... Yeah, get that thing exiled, right? Although we're doing nothing here. Sad town for Team Aura. Happy times for Team Aura. Especially them stuck on 2. This could end quick. If they don't come up with a third land, I'm going to go for the growth. Oh, man. Never mind. Did Chimera give it anything worthwhile? Oh, you just meant first before growth. Sorry, I was thinking like there was a reason to play that before combat somehow. Well, I mean, we could just Warbriar's Blessing, but that's so boring. Let's go growth on... Just get... let's just go growth on Chimera. And I guess actually it's fancy play to chain. I should blessing so that we just get in more damage. Yes, this is a big target already, but if they come up with ground blockers, ground like death touch, they show death touch. I mean, granted we have chain to memory, but I wanted to put the this aura on the evasive creature. Earth Mover's all done. Funny, we got an Ashiok in our card rewards. All right, going for 5 again. Feels nice. Get the play. Unfortunately, have to shove this back again. Show me the forest on top. I keep happily with the Caryatid waiting for us, but we got to mulligan this. This is keepable. Probably have to ditch Ashiok. But we may be able to find our swamp pretty fast with the binding. Yeah, we could ditch the 5/3 instead. I'm in for that. We'll be greedy. It's only slightly greedy because binding really should help us. It'll either dig up the swamp or it'll dig away cards to get us closer to it. So this should really help us eventually cast Ashiok a lot faster. Or we just naturally draw a swamp on our first draw step. That can happen too. Now, Sad Town and Frown Town are pretty far apart, but they are sister cities. Our big problem is that we milled a bunch of creatures we want instead of just one. I'm trying it now for the first time. This is my first match with it. We're gonna get this and this gone, I suppose. Seems fine though. It's only 2 mana. Does some stuff. For example, giving our Eutropia or our Chimera back. Which creature do we want back? Chimera looks to be better than Tropia given the blessing, I think. Unfortunately, we can't cast anything, but that's how good this is. It's so good, we took it even though we couldn't cast it. We have Return to Nature if they come up with an aura or, artifact or enchantment creature here, we can snag it. Is that worth it? If we Return to Nature here, we're saying it's worth the Return to Nature to take out 1/2/2. I'm gonna say nah. If this Chimera survives, we're gonna be fine. If it doesn't, we're in big trouble, but I'm just gonna live or die by this Chimera here like we've done all event. Yeah, they do get a lot of graveyard fodder, but we're gonna let it happen. Here it is. Does the Chimera live? It's lived so far, which seems unreal. Okay, it's gonna die. Come on. They're targeting it, right? Or are they just looking at it? Well, they get themselves a critter, but looks like we get the Chimera. Yeah, Ashiok minus is another way to deal with that. We could go training here. If we go blessing, we take out a 2/2. And we set up a 3/4 that can block that at least. They didn't have removal for the Chimera. Mike wants to go for the land draw attempt. We do have a lot of forests. Maybe he's right. Let's try this. Get a forest and we're in great shape. Yeah, there we go. Now, if we do the fight... Because it's actually not that big a deal. Like we have a plan here. Like, we can Ashiok bounce this to deal with this. Yeah, we're punished if we don't draw a forest, but even then, we're pretty fine as long as they can't deal with this Chimera. And yeah, I can't fight the 4/4, but we could blessing the 2/2. I'm gonna go with the attack. And I'm going to blessing the 2/2. All of our eggs are in a chimera-shaped basket, but Oppo couldn't deal with it last turn, so we're going to hope they can't this turn. And we already have a punishing Ashiok play incoming. Alright, they had it this time. Let's go Ashiok bounce, and they get to crack back and get Ashiok, but I think it's probably still worth it. Do we just give up Ashiok here? Because what is our other choice? We can play Witness and take yet another hit from the zombie, or we can. I mean, that's what we're doing if we do that. I guess we can. I guess that might be worth it, actually. Ashiok is a 3-for-1. But what about... Yeah, we can Ashiok plus. They didn't have removal before. I think they just drew this, so I'm not counting on them having another. Alright, let's go Ashiok plus. I'm in the Ashiok plus plan. This Ashiok Plus plan is based around the fact that they would have... Well, they may have just had the Final Death. I suppose they could have another Final Death because they were under 5 mana until they finally found Final Death. So maybe they have another, but looks like not. Lots of good stuff in this deck. Makes sense. We are in the end game here. Well, that's a little bit rougher. What do we do now? We can't rinse and repeat because of this. Yeah, now I think we have to minus, which means we have to give up Ashiok. But he's done some good work, or they have done some good work for us. Oh yeah, I should have done the token probably. I can still return to nature the presence though. Maybe I should do that, because we're gonna lose Ashiok no matter what. So I'll let them come at the Ashiok with the 4/4, and then we'll return to nature the presence. You want to play the Witness? All right. Well, the trouble with... I mean, we're losing Ashiok anyway. I guess we can get rid of this thing next turn. But they get to come at us with this and at Ashiok with these two, and they're still fine. Yeah, I don't know, Team Witness. I'm gonna get to eat a 1/1, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess this is good. No, maybe you're right, because like if they do this play again, next turn we get to return to nature and eat the zombie at least. And we can throw the training down and threaten to actually trade with the Archon at least. But look, I drew before I played a land. How about that? I'm a pro. All right, we're going to return this. I just let auto tap do its thing, but yes, I probably shouldn't have. Ooh, land was not what we needed there. We had had some outs, but flooded a little too much here after a mulligan, so it goes. We'll get him in the next two. Yeah, I forgot the upkeep's dry too, so that was bad. We could have found some outs that way. Sorry. So, what do we like here? Seeing some flyers. Probably some recursive aura strategies going on here. We saw, yeah, Transcendent and the Hateful. So this is just black-white auras. Careful, D. I kind of like, Plummet's still just better than Chain to Memory, but maybe we want to Chain to Memory. I think I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? Chain to Memory in and Hydra's Growth out. Hydra's Growth has not actually been that good. It's been very scary to play and hard to get going. So that's going to be my one swap, and then we'll send it back. Okay. Strong looking hand if we can keep the pieces. A lot of the other auras give me value right off the bat. So if I resolve Blessing, value. If I resolve Draw a Card, value. If I resolve Hydra, I get 1/1. I get a 1/1 counter. That's it. Like, that's just not enough value for me to feel like it's worth it. So, yeah, we're just charging out the Chimera. I was thinking, you know, like we may want, like these things both trigger on enchantment, so you could say we want this after, but we're going to do this now, and with 5 mana on turn 4, we get either Eutropa or Nexus Wardens plus the Blessing. Although Blessing useless here because Oppo won't play anything for us to fight. And we're definitely not playing Blessing. No counters to worry about. There might be some flash. Like, we could lose if they have the White Omen. The green is weird. I wonder what they're splashing for. What do you think is green is being splashed for in white-black auras? In any case, my question is whether we attack Caryatid into a possible ambush. Yeah, it could be goal. A lot of things it could be that could make things rough. Oh, it could be not goal on their part. Sorry, it can't be goal. Okay, I'm going to just send in the Chimera to be extra careful. It's only 1 damage, and there's just enough that it could be that I'm going to leave it back. It could be an Omen, and if it's a white Omen, we lose the Caryatid, and I don't want to. It was a pretty conservative no attack there, but I decided to be conservative about it. Hey, look at, I'm smart. You're not. Actually, maybe you're smart too, but I'm just being snotty. Well, and by doing it, We could take one of those out. They gave us that window. And we bounce it? Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to put it on... What do we want dead least? We actually want the Chimera dead the least, so I'm going to put it on... Or we can even put it here. It still does the trick. Yeah, we'll put it here. And... Oop. Fight here, and put a counter here. Trying to raise the toughness of the Chimera up. If we can get it to one more point of toughness, then we fade the -3/-3 enchantment from black. Alright, they got our final 2 cards, but obviously not the worst situation here if we can just keep these going. Nice. We get to buff them both a bit here. All right, they're done with that. Yeah, it was Final Death next turn. Just wanted to get our value. Felt like it would have. I guess they didn't have Final Death. Felt like an early scoop though. Like we know they have it. We know they have Final Death. They could have tried to. I think if they untap, draw Final Death, kill our most threatening there, they would be in okay shape. Anything to change? Oh, we didn't check inspire. No, obviously they are black-white enchantments. Never mind. I scooped like a half a turn too early once and felt really badly about it yesterday. Whereas our opponents are scooping like turn 5 with 20 life and stuff. All right, rubber match, 4-5 wins. Can we get there, team? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, good start on that front. Yeah, I like this. I came up with a tweet that was a pretty good guide for free to play. Here's a free to play in a single tweet. Let me find it though. Hold on. Where is it? There it is. Sorry, Oppo. Give me 1 second. I'm not trying to slow roll you or slow play you, but there you go. There's my free to play guide in one tweet. Mantuka just got Wisdom Teeth pulled, so Mantuka's probably having a good time right now. Woohoo! I'm loopy. All right, we're gonna play a Enraptured here. Try and trade with the Charger. But you're not getting good recovery drugs? I guess they're being extra careful with opiates these days, but my memory of of my wisdom teeth was eating mashed potatoes and watching What About Bob on the couch while giggling uncontrollably. All right, let me play here. I'm playing lands without thinking, which we know is one of my problems. Don't want to do that. Okay, good. They're holding that back. Let's go training and caryatid here. Go training first. on... I'm going to put it on Enraptured. Well, yeah, it's got to go somewhere, and I actually don't... I want to trade this off, so I'm going to put it there kind of funnily. And we could take the Grove Dancer, but let's get Manic Dude. Wow! Oppo double bricking on... Oh no, I thought they had no... they had one creature there. What did they have? Oh, does it work on enchantments too? Oh, enchantment. Okay, yeah. It's hard for this deck to brick on creatures and enchantments twice. All right. I don't know if they're up to something here, but we're going to take that offer. Wait, Ryan. Wait. Plummet's nice, but we're going to wait. Maybe they try to put something on it. We can go Witness. We can go Forerunner. I like actually Nexus Warden's Grove Dancer and start the life gain train. Yeah, Haj, they are probably just getting it set to be a 5/5, but it's a ways off. Maybe a couple turns off anyway. And we offer this. No, I'm not going to offer this right now. It's a, yeah, well, it's a reasonable choice. I'm not sure I would have wanted to untap this, but yeah, if they're expecting, we don't know what's in their hand. It could be a lot of reasons in hand that they chose that line too. Hey, look, it's our good buddy. Really want to get them to use some removal here. We have Plummet now, though, so I'm going to try... Don't even care if we lose the Grove Dancer, so we'll just offer up the Grove Dancer straight up here, and then send in Enraptured and Grove Dancer, and then if they double block, we have Plummet on the Envoy for the blowout. Somewhat risky. There's a risk of losing our cool combo piece with the Chimera that's currently attached to our Enraptured dude. But again, we're counting on this to work out. All right, you can have that trade as promised. And we're gonna run out Witness. Try to get them to use some removal here. I was wondering if that might be their green splash. It's pretty good. But I didn't quite see it as splashable, but maybe Oppo disagrees. They're going to go for more zombies. That's okay. We're going to try and win up in the air, so I'm not too concerned about their zombies. And we can... Oh. 6 mana does not get us 2 spelled here. Unless we go Chimera Plummet, which we could do. Chimera keep up Plummet. And then, yeah, I like Chimera keep up Plummet. And then if they want to use removal, at least we have Eutropia. Oh yeah, Forerunner gets 1 more mana. Okay, well, it still could, right? If we want to do it that way. I'll think about that. Forerunner hold up plummet instead, maybe? Yeah, I like that actually, because then we don't put the Chimera at risk, and we give them another turn to try and use up removal. Because they haven't shown 5 mana yet. I really want them to get to 5 mana and use the Exile instant before we do that. You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, we got to do it this way though, right? Oh no, wait, we don't want to do it that way. Specifically, don't want to do it that way. This is the thing that makes 2. Okay. Rumbling Sentry, not a problem. And the beats are gonna commence. And you know what? I'm gonna use Plummet while I have it. I might come to regret this. We know they have some other stuff here, but or wait, we do have the Plummet combo here, so I gotta make sure. Maybe we just wait, because we can do the pull trick on something else, right? Yeah, Mike's right. I'm just trying to be mana efficient, but it's not right. We can go like this, 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 here. The pull trick is what we have right here. We can go binding if we want. So this is where, if we want to, we can put a counter on the sentry and launch it into the sky and kill it. But that's fancy play syndrome right now, because we should just focus on getting super aggro with flyers. So we're going to make the Forerunner fly. Definitely getting in there with those. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we can also do, you can stack them to bounce chapter 3, I think. No, sorry, the chapters happen at different times. So you just have to forego chapter 3 and you can get back your saga. That's a very interesting point, Mike. We were talking about the weak chapter 4 on the Omen one, not the hey, we did it, folks. All right. I'll talk about free to play stuff in a second here. It's about time I did a little update on that anyway. Yeah, I made play feels like it's getting better, right? Certainly not a punt-free day. There never are any punt-free days. But we did get ourselves max wins. And certainly max profit. Which I only have actually, hold on, wait. Here. All right. Let's see, what's the most victory-like meme that I have? Well, I kind of just did it with the profit, but I think the most celebratory meme we have for this occasion is actually this.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Dance, everybody! 5-win dance! Don't clip that. Did I just dance on a recorded video? Uh-oh. Trouble. All right, well, let me get to Soapbox and say goodbye to YouTube at least. Thank you so much for hanging out again, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed the draft. That was a fun one. That was a sweet deck and a good deck. Gotta love it when those two things come together and you go the distance. I think we got very lucky both to draw our Chimera as much as we did and to have our Chimera not be removed as much as it wasn't. So those two things really helped us power to 5 wins. And you know, that's the nature of your swingy cards, though. Sometimes you draft a bomb and never see it. Sometimes you draft a bomb and it makes this game look easy. For us today, it was the latter. I will be thankful for that, but not be too cocky about it. We got very lucky with our good cards today, but awesome. Sweet. Oh yeah, Ashiok being Ashiok didn't hurt either. Same thing though, like the bombs came down and did fine. Ashiok played better than I thought it would. It was very powerful. So we're gonna keep all that stuff in mind for next time. Thanks, YouTube. See ya.